So this tractor is sold now. So today is Saturday, it's about 8 a.m. right now. Skid loader here by the mixer. We'll go ahead and get the corn silage coming out of the silo and get the skid loader warming up and go get some feed started. So I fed up here last night about 4 o'clock, so they just got a little bit of feed left, which is about perfect. Yep, so changing moisture of the triticale we're feeding. I think we must have mowed it at a different time or something. We mowed it in front of the chopper that day or something, because the stuff we're feeding now is much drier. Got the corn silage coming out there. We're gonna go get a bucket of silage, put that in, and then I'll put my supplement in, is usually how I do it. So I got corn silage and then 4 scoops in there. I'll go ahead and put 2.5 more in while we have a little bit of room here. We'll wait a couple minutes and put the rest of the feed in. Got my belt unfroze. It was froze up since it kind of snowed, rained a little bit overnight. So everything's flowing good now. Cattle are getting up to eat. Had a little bit of feed left from last night. Got one down there sitting chewing her cud. Most of them are out here eating. Everybody but that 1 or 2 probably up. See, we can got a couple that's ready to go out there probably next week. Cattle are all fed here this morning. Need to put some straw in pen 5 here. Got 2 straw bales in the back of the bale grinder, so I will go ahead and put those in here this morning. Got the John Deere warmed up for about 3 minutes, ready to roll. This is the new one here. Give her some throttle and away we go. Need to go grab a bucket and we should be good here. So I got the first 2 bales put in. Got 1 more to put in. typically put 3 in. Sometimes we just do 2. If it's really bad, I'll put 4 in. I'm trying to get caught up, but got both barn doors open, so we'll put 2 in here for the next time. Since don't have much going on. Only got 3 strings on that one. Must have had 1 break off. I got the manure spreader loaded up with sawdust for next Monday. When I get home from school, that's ready to go. Just stay ahead of the game when we got some time here. Take those strings off. Walk over here to our pile. As you can see, we got a decent bit of snow. Put those there. So I'm gonna put this bale in, put 2 more in for the next time. I'll probably put straw in next Monday again or something. And then I need to move some hay around up here in the bank barn so I can get to some older hay so we can mix it in with all the hay's getting fed to the calves right now. So need to get the hay that's not quite so nice so we can blend it off half and half till spring. So that's kind of what we're up to right now. So it is after lunch now, back out here. Sun's starting to come out. A little windy though, still about 30 degrees. Taking out the trash, got some baler twine and a bunch of trash from the shop that got cleaned up. Other variety of things, the dog's out here trying to help. So done with this, we'll go push up feed, and we got a bag here at home to clean up tonight. Get the plastic cut and start bedding cattle here tonight. So a little update here in the shop. We do have a little bit of equipment moving, tractor leaving here, but got a cutting edge here that we need to put on this bucket because this one's shot. This is the same bucket that I rebuilt last winter, rebuilt the floor, and these need cutting edge now because the bolts are wore through and it won't stay on the hold the cutting edge on anymore. So this is what we use to scrape in the one barn typically, so we'll get that on. This cutting edge is going on the bucket that's out there. So we got that. Dad's got the disc bind tore apart. We got 2 of these. This is the older one. So he's hoping it's a pretty simple fix. Didn't really use it much this year, but when we did, we had problems with it. So he's in the midst of working on that there. We got the tank off the front of the 1066. You can tell it looks a little bit different here. So this tractor is sold now. So it is getting moved. We found a new owner. Did quite a bit of work to it since we've had it for the amount of hours that we put into it. But so we did find a new owner for it. We have no use for this tractor really. All it did last year was sit on the brush hog and it ran that. There's a new tractor sitting over here. We're not going to show you that in this video. Gotta split up the new equipment here a little bit, but there's a nice tractor sitting right there. I'll have to show you that in a future video, so keep your eyes out for that one. But anyway, so the 1066 is sold. That New Holland skid loader in that last video that we sold, or went to the consignment, it actually ended up getting sold up there at the dealership. So that one's officially sold. So now we're just they're trying to sell that older John Deere skid loader that we but put on consignment up there. So that's where we're at there. Chopper's still in the shop. But yeah, not a whole lot going on in the shop. Just working on some buckets since they were in desperate need of repair. So anyways, that's where we are there. So this blade I used to push up the feed, I actually changed it up a little bit so it has a lot more angle to it, so it doesn't leave such a pile. It's got a little bit more of an angle to it, so when I'm pushing up the feed, it moves it over instead of pushing it to the end of the barn like it kind of did before. So a little bit more consistent when we're pushing up feed. Here's kind of an example of a drawback of these tires. When it's muddy, you come up here. When these tires clean out, it leaves a little bit of a track. But the way I got that blade set up, you're really only pushing, you know, this over because it's at such an angle now. So you got a nice clean surface and all your feet's pushed over consistently with one pass now. So here's a perfect example. Boom, boom, boom. We get to the end, it's consistent the whole way through. Before, it wasn't at much of an angle, so I was doing a lot of backing up and pushing over at the end, and I really got tired of doing that. You got to really watch it though when you turn, because the width of the machine, you can barely turn around if the door's closed up there. But it's not the end of the world. There's a good volume of feed here, and it's all, you know, pushed over. The cattle can reach it now for the rest of the afternoon. Even if I've only pushed the feed up once a day, this time of year it's fine since it's cold out, but typically 2 or 3 times is what I'm shooting for. So just got all the cattle moved around here last week, and we got 2 new groups of cattle last week, a group of Jerseys and a group of Holsteins. So we're nice and full in every pen comfortably. Pen 10 here's got a couple beefers from our own, and then there's a few Jerseys from the last group also. So pen 10's got a little room, but other than that, cattle are moved around and shouldn't be moving many cattle for another month now. So that's really fun. So I got this pen and this other one right beside it, all bedded up here. It's about 3:30 now. Up here again this afternoon, feeding the second time. Had about the same amount of feed left over as they did this morning, so we'll feed them a little bit more than we did this morning, since there'll be an little extra time between now and then. We are losing an hour here tonight, so that'll help a little bit with that, but feeding a little bit earlier than I usually do. But everything's flowing out nicely. The pit's probably half full here. There's some running into the lagoon, which is fine, but still got plenty of room to push off if it gets solid this week. Looking like it's gonna be a nice week though. Anyways guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Be sure to check out the Instagram at CountyLine Farming, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.